This is Dan here, DK Excavating, here at 3695 Dover. Taking a look at a possible sewer repair. If you hear the whooshing sound, it's definitely not fighter jets. It is wind knocking trees down, pretty much. It is that windy out here. Trees are falling all over town, power outages, it's crazy. But we're going to take a look at this sewer. So right here, this is the city tap. We're just east of the manhole in the street. This thing kind of angles across the yard and across the street. But we pull back just a little ways on this green SDR. We transition to white PVC. Looks like there's a fitting here. So either this city main been replaced at some point, or at least a section of it. So right here we are about 8 foot 5 inches deep in the street when we located it, and we have a short piece of Schedule 40 here, it appears to be, and then we have looks like a 22, and then kind of an awkward angle transition with this fitting to what appears to be a bursted line. So this line looks like it has been bursted. Nothing really wrong with it, except for it does have a giant belly in it, so we'll take a look at that. We can't see much in the middle of it, but it doesn't seem like there's any large turns in this belly, just pretty much angles straight across. So we'll come back. Let's get a measurement on that again. So we're about 72 feet right there. Come back, I'm going to say roughly 10 feet or so before we drop into this belly, and it does drop kind of sudden. So okay, we're about 12 feet, starting to get into water, and then boom, it just drops in really quick. It tells me that there's definitely a spot in this line that may have settled over time, and hard to say if this belly was there before the bursting or after the bursting, but it's definitely there now. Keep pulling back. So we were about 60 feet, I think, at the beginning of this belly. The belly crosses the sidewalk, the curb, and goes into the yard a ways, kind of almost goes underneath the little tree in the front yard. Now we're coming back out slowly on this side, right there. So looking at about 25 feet of belly, roughly 20-25 feet. There is a small belly on the other side of this too, I believe. Just a little guy right here. We did locate where the beginning of the small one was too, and then from this point to the clean out to the PVC transition, it seemed like the camera was showing like a foot of elevation change. So it looks like there is some grade to be attained to this, as long as my camera and measuring the dots is accurate, and it usually is. But here's our transition. Does look like it kind of goes at a downward angle here, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there is definitely a little bit of slope here to gain, and then pulling the belly out. But right here it says we're 20 foot out, but we are going to clean up. This is actually only about 5 feet from the cleanouts in the front yard where this transition is, and then we drop into a slight belly right at the cleanouts, but it's so slight I'm not sure if it's worth messing with or not. I mean, this is, maybe a ½ inch of water. I mean, if we're going to dig it all up, it might be worth investigating some more. Can't tell if that, I didn't see this before, but right there on the left side there, that's probably just some sewer sludge. So that's probably like where some of the, some sludge and stuff has floated on top of this little belly. That's probably what that is on the left side there. It does not appear to be broken, but I can't really verify unless this thing was completely clean. But coming up to clean out now. I'm going to pause this, see if we can see the other side. Alright, we're back. So I went down the other clean out. We're going back up toward the house. This is in the cast iron. This is where the belly starts on the inside. So that belly that's by the cleanouts actually gets a little worse before it gets better. But we'll take a look here. Usually at the deepest spot is where the drainage is the most. And it might just had a slight upward drain on that PVC before it dropped into that bursted pipe, but we'll keep a note of this. So we are at like 23 feet. Let's see how many feet back we got until we get to the PVC. It looks like we take a turn right here, so it's probably coming straight out of the house, then takes like a 45 roughly, and then now you can see the depth of that belly. It's probably the worst right there at that transition. It's probably a ½ inch, so not a big belly, but I mean, this is probably not a huge concern, but if you're going to be already a few feet from it, it would be silly not to fix this. So and then we just come back a little ways. That's the other Y for the cleanout, and then we're coming up the other cleanout stack. So hope this helps. Thanks for watching.